Hi everyone, my name is Liza Spirit. I'm a futures day trader and welcome to my YouTube channel. And in today's video, I want to talk about how do I prepare every single Sunday for the upcoming trading session. How do I study and analyze the market? What is my routine? What's important to say here is that that routine does not include me analyzing my trades and reflecting on all of my trades. Why? Because I do that separately. So during the whole week, I upload my trades, every single trade to TradeZella. I journal in TradeZella. I reflect on the trades on the same day. Then on Friday, maybe in the evening and or Saturday, depending on my availability and how I feel on those days. So sometimes on Friday night, sometimes on Saturday mornings, I will reflect on all of the trades like collectively and analyze and see what was major mistake that I was doing maybe every single day, what's a major lesson, maybe what is my focus as well coming into the new trading week. Maybe every single day I was rushing my trades, maybe I was entering too early, I didn't follow my criteria for exit and entry. I did not have a proper risk management in those days and didn't follow my stop losses. So I put it all together on Friday nights, and that's also another part. That's also a separate session. Maybe in the future videos we can talk more about it. How do I journal and reflect and study from my trades every single day? But today is specifically related for the Sunday market prep session, so I'm aware of what to expect going into the new trading week. So I'm gonna start sharing my screen. So we're gonna go through every single website I go to read the news and how do the charts as well. So we're gonna start our Sunday prep session by looking at the charts. So the two main instruments that I currently trade is ES and oil, CL. I trade micro because I'm doing my experiment right now of trading with $5,000 and trying to grow that account for futures. So I don't have a lot of room to trade the full contracts. So I go with micro with MES and MCL. Sometimes I do trade NQ as well, but currently that's my two main instruments, and that's something that I've been focusing on for quite some time. So we're gonna start with oil. What do I have here for this week? And I'm just kind of analyzing the charts. I'm going to rebuild my charts. For oil, I trade using the trade lines. So I have two completely different strategies when it comes to these two instruments. So for oil, I trade it as just, I said it right now, I trade using the trend lines. And for ES, I trade based on the level, support resistant levels as well, and just going back and analyzing everything as well. What's important to consider for this week? I'm filming this video on November 3rd. The upcoming week is elections week. So we're gonna dive deeper into that part too, because that's gonna be my first time day trading futures during the election times. So I wanna go back to previous elections from, I don't know, let's do 2000, so minus 4 years, 2020, 16 and 2012. So we're gonna analyze those years. I want to see the reaction of the market going back. Nobody can predict that. Nobody can know what we can expect coming into this week. But me being as a day trader, I want to be prepared for trading both sides. I'm not attached to long, I'm not attached to shorting the market. I'm just here, whatever market gives me, whatever opportunity is presented, I'm taking that opportunity. But we're gonna start first through looking at the oil chart and seeing what's been happening this week and looking at the levels as well, and just kind of trying to fix my charts. And as I said before, I trade using the trend lines, and I'm just gonna rebuild some of my charts here. You're just gonna stay patiently with me while building that. And if you trade oil, let me know in the comments below as well. Just let me know what instruments do you trade in general. If you trade futures, let me know as well. But that's how I do that going into the new week. I was actually trading oil last week and exited and closed my position a little bit too early. I exited right here, 70.04 on this insane candle. So I exited here, and then it actually pumped even higher, but that was okay. That was within my strategy, that was within my plan. So I cannot be mad or sad about it when it's something that I planned on executing. Yeah, as you can see, the market is already opened. We opened with a gap up on oil. And yeah, I'm gonna just skip it here for now. What I also do, I set my alerts. I have one alert for here already here, once per bar. And I trade when it comes to oil, or in general ES, I trade on 15 minutes. For oil, it's a little bit different. Sometimes on 30 minutes, I just feel like oil is behaving better in some of the cases when it comes to 30 minutes. And yeah, like as I said before, I have different strategies for different instruments, but that's when it comes to charts. For oil, I wanna also add some of the major levels, and that's something we started with the 4 hours, which is going down 4 hours, 1 hour. I like also looking at 1 day. For 1 day, what do we have? Where do we currently stand? Did we open higher than the previous day candle or not? That's something that I look into as well. So no, we are right now below previous day candle, which was on Friday's session. And yep, so that was the high from Friday. You can add this, I use trading view, so 71.44, that was previous day candle. So that also comes to one of the major levels I'm gonna watch out, and the lower side as well. So let me see on the daily charts. Okay, so yeah, you can see that here, around here, 71.50. I'm gonna add my horizontal line here, right here, 71.76 even. And then I always like to make them in yellow colors. And I'm gonna go back to 4 hours now. For the indicators that I have here, you can see I have ADR levels, I have ICT macros that I don't actually use. I've been testing, one of my students has been using it, and yeah, I just wanted to test it out to see how it's been working. But since I think the ICT macros is only for when it's lower than 5 minutes, I believe. Yeah, it's 1 minute, 3 minutes, and 5 minutes charts. So that's not something that I trade. As I said before, I trade on higher time frames. So that's why I actually never end up using it, because that's not something that I do on a regular basis. So that's some of my levels. That's probably it for oil. I'm gonna put this down one as well. As one of the key levels, probably a little bit higher. Yeah, 69. So sometimes I don't put those levels because it's like exactly 69. So 70, 71, 72, you know that it's psychological levels. You will have some resistance on those levels as well. So yeah, that's probably it for now when it comes to oil. You can see this one is also one of the levels, but as I said before, for oil I trade using the trend lines. So that's kind of some of the major things for me. Looks good personally to me. And we're gonna move to ES, starting with the day. What do we have here? That was Friday session, so we did not go lower than the previous day candle, which was on Thursday. That was Friday. We are kind of in between right now. So on Friday we had an inside candle. You can see that is one of the major levels. I'm gonna add it here. And yep, that's one of the levels when it comes to 1 day, 4 hours. That's another one, but it's like, again, 5,800. I know that 5,800 is gonna be a major level potentially for resistance as well, because it's just psychological level 5,800. So that's why I don't add those lines to my charts. And 1 hour as well, so it's again 5,800. I actually traded this uptrend on Friday night, and I closed my position for 57.9850. I didn't want to risk to go to 5,800. I wasn't, if you look at the charts, when I was trading 15 minutes. So yeah, I didn't hold all the way to 5,800. So the highest it went 803.75. So yeah, I got out right here, just based on this level. So yeah, I didn't hold all the way. It was my 20 points on Friday on ES. So that's probably, I'm gonna move this one a little bit here. Gonna see, we opened with the small gap down. I missed, this is 1 hour. We talked about it. This is 30 minutes. Okay. 15 minutes. Okay. That's probably it for me as of right now. What was this level? 5,771. You know what's funny? I noticed when it comes to ES, 700 or 71, like always when you have 71, there's always something happening over 71. 871, 671, 571, 471. There's like this magic behind 71, 70 or 71. There's always some sort of support and resistance happening around those areas. It's just my observation from my experience. That's something I always conscious about when I place my trades with this 70, 71 to levels. So that's probably it for me right now. We will see how it's gonna go, if it's gonna go below here. And yeah, so our daily was 5,730. So if we go below, waking up tomorrow morning, I know that we can potentially go all the way down. But again, reminder that this is an election week, so we gotta watch out. So that's what it comes to ES. And me looking through the charts, that's my thinking. Sometimes I dive deeper, I clean up some of the things as well, but it looks for me pretty clean. And yeah, tomorrow waking up in the morning, we'll see more, and I will add certain things if there is anything, if something is needed. But that's probably it for now when it comes to charts. And we're gonna go and look at the news, and I will share the links and the places where I look for the news. So I actually don't look just in one place. I tend to look at 3 different places just to see and make sure that I cover everything going into the new week. So 3 websites. FX Street, that's the first one, and we can try to see the upcoming week. Okay. Then we have the trading economics. I already have everything opened up here. And we have the market watch going into the new week. The market watch, so all the major US economic reports and Fed speakers as well. What do we have here? Initial jobless claims happening on Thursday. That's something of important. Powell is speaking on Thursday as well. I love this website too, because it kind of shows you the impact. If you are not that familiar with many economic things and how it can impact the market as well. So you can see it here, like let's say presidential elections. You can potentially see that it's a pretty red and high impact going into the new week. And then we also have some of the morning news, morning data coming in. And as I'm based in Canada, I don't really trade Canadian market, but I also have the Canadian news being here as well. Then we have PMI on Tuesday. So I look through all of that, so I am prepared going into the new week. And yep, Fed interest rate decision on Thursday as well. Thursday is going to be huge. Thursday is a huge day. FOMC press conference, it's very heavy. I try to avoid those times. I don't trade sometimes even at all at those days. So it's just always good to know that some Canadian news unemployment rate is coming in, Michigan Consumer Index. So yeah, just kind of seeing and going through every single site. Here's a crude oil stock exchange, presidential elections. So I can still have it happening for Wednesday. Crude oil stock change, gasoline stock change, some of the extra things that are happening. Yeah, you can see the major ones highlighted here as well. And then we have, that's another following week when it comes to inflation rates. And one more time, looking through here as well. What do we have here? Okay. Yeah, so that's how I go through the news. I also on my Discord channel, which you can access here in the links below. It's free and it's available to everyone. I'm not making money out of it. I'm not interested in that. I just want to here to give it to the community. So if you want to know more in terms of the news, you're going to get reminders of what to expect going into the new trading day. I post, or somebody in the chat or somebody in the community, they post daily the news as well, so you are prepared and you're aware of what's going to happen during that day. So that's coming into the news. Presidential elections, that's extra thing that I'm gonna prepare. Right now, as I said, I want to analyze previous times when we had elections dates. I already took the screenshots for myself on the previous election dates. Specifically, it's always been in November, but the dates were different. So I want to see the market reaction at that time. So that's something else what I want to do, because as I said before, that's my first time experience in trading when it's day trading futures during that time, during the election season. So let's go to ES and we'll just go to potentially like one day. So previous time in 2020, we had elections on November 3rd, so almost the same as this year. I'm just gonna go far. 2020 was in general interesting year. We all know that. So that's here. And I just want to see what was the market reaction back then. Okay. So, okay, that was daily. That was November 2nd, November 3rd, November 4th. So we went all the way up. I want to see 1 hour. So that's something what I'm gonna do. And for the sake of saving everyone's time right now, but you got the idea. That's probably something I'm gonna analyze as you got. I love analyzing the data. I love looking at the data and base my decisions and trading on the data. So yeah, it's gonna be a little bit challenging for me with 1 hour. Okay, it's gonna be all the way down, back up here. For some reasons, it's just not loading. Okay, but at least we looked at the daily and I could see the trend and I could analyze that. Then we had 2016 was November 8th and 2012 was November 6th. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go then back to 2016 and I'm gonna look at 2016, because in 2016 we had the person who is part of the nowadays elections too. So in case of Trump wins, again, as I said before, we cannot predict the market reaction, but at least I can study. I can see what happened. Okay, so that was November 8th. Look at this. tail. Look at this tick. Wow. So November 8th, that's probably the results. So we went down over 100 points. Wow. Opened here 137. Lowest we went 28. That's a huge tick. So it's kind of a sign for me. That's one of the things maybe I want to avoid trading in those dates at all. So I will break it down more because that's my daily chart. Again, for the sake of saving the time right now, I'm gonna break it down into 30 minutes, 15 minutes. I want to see exactly at what time it happened, just again for me to be prepared for what could be potentially at what time to expect certain things, at what time do we usually expect the results, at what time like everything is getting calculated. So I'm gonna look into that and dive deeper into that part more because I'm not super much into the politics when it comes to US politics as well. I just need to understand that more right now and how it can potentially, how the market can potentially react, and me being prepared somehow, maybe as well trading for both sides depending on the outcome. 2016 and 2020, I'm gonna dive deeper into studying that. I'm gonna break it down into 15 minutes charts as well and see and read about it more. That's my plan going into the next week. So that's how I spend my Sundays. That's how I spend my Sundays, looking at the market, analyzing everything. Where do we currently stand? What are my charts? Do my charts needs to be updated, especially if we have sometimes contract roles? So I'm rebuilding, like contract switches, I'm rebuilding all of my charts completely from scratch. I'm deleting everything and looking into that more. And again, as I said before, I do analysis of my trading and reflections of my trades specifically before that. So I'm kind of aware of the things that I need to pay attention to coming into the new week. So let's say for me going into the next week, I was not holding every single day. I wasn't holding my winners long enough. And like, for example, for oil, I gave away over like $1,000 of profit. And like, important thing to say here, I am doing the experiment right now, trading with just like starting capital of $5,000. So getting a profit of 1K, that's a huge thing with original capital of 5,000 being available. And yeah, but that's okay. As I said, I followed my plan, I followed my strategy, so there's nothing for me to be sad and pissed about. I just move on, right? So it happened, we learned the lessons, we analyze, and we try to avoid that in the future and going into the new trading week. But that's technically it for my charts and market prep when it comes to next Sunday session. I can dedicate usually 1 hour to that. I also go through some of the stocks if I have something, like when it comes to stocks, because I do have my portfolio as well, like stock portfolio. So I just look into those things. For example, I have Meta and I have like Palantir Technologies. So some of the things I go through them as well, getting prepared for the new coming week. I look at crypto as well, what is going on in crypto market. And yeah, so like I look through different tickers, and specifically something that is interested of me, looking at the levels and looking at the important things that I'm going to be prepared for coming into the new trading week and trading sessions. Yeah, but that was it for today. Thank you everyone for watching. Share in the comments below, what is your trading instruments? What do you primarily trade? I will be happy to know more. And if you have any questions, share them below as well. Thank you. Have a good one.